Hi everyone, this is Caleb from CP Homes, a real estate enthusiast who has been in the market for 3 years. So I love using data and research to actually back up my analysis on why you should go for a particular development. So today, let's talk about Orie. So what is the hype about Orie and why are there so many people interested in this development? So being the first residential, or rather the first private residential project in the Toa Payoh region in the past 8 years, it is centrally located and it is certainly garnering a lot of attention due to its good connectivity and being within 1 kilometer of quite a number of reputable schools. So before I proceed, I'll be using the place analysis to rate each new development, and I'll be splitting it into the following criteria: price, location, attributes, competition, and exit strategy, and giving a verdict score for each criteria. After that, I'll be giving an overall verdict score for the project. I have spent a lot of time and effort into doing the in-depth research. I hope you will support my channel by liking it and subscribing to it, and it really means a lot to me. So on the price, we will talk about the suitable entry price, the price gap between, in this case, Orie and the nearby properties, and the potential returns in terms of profitability and the rent that we can be expecting. So for location, we'll look at the project's connectivity, what are the amenities nearby, and the surrounding schools within the 1 kilometer and 2 kilometer radius. For attributes, we will understand the developer's reputation in terms of its track records, the project site plan, development facilities, what are the unique features that I feel is a winning point for each project, the unit layout and configuration, and potentially comparing with nearby properties layout to understand the unit efficiency, and lastly, the unit mix to understand the potential demographics that will be occupying the project. And then we have the competition criteria, where we will be comparing with the nearby developments on the unit types ranging from the 1 beta to the 5 betas and understanding the potential competition. And lastly, we have the exit strategy, where we'll be deep diving into the nearby property support prices, who are the future buyers when you are looking to sell your unit in the resale market, and the upcoming transformation happening around the area. So now let's look into Orie. The project is a joint venture between CDL, Fraser Properties, and Security House with a 50-25-25 split. The total site area is approximately 169,000 square feet, which is the second largest residential project in Toa Payoh, right after P.L.A.C.E Towers, which is a freehold project. It's even larger than its next door neighbor, Gem Residences, which sits on about 131,000 square feet of land area. There are 627 parking lots, which is approximately 80% of the car park lot provision. This is a fair number of parking lots, as the Orie is situated within 400 meters of Braddell MRT. The notice of vacant possession is May 2030. TOB date should be most probably in mid-2029. So let's move on to the track records of the various developers. For CDL, all of you are very familiar. It's a reputable developer in Singapore. It has an excellent track record in building residential developments, and some of the more popular projects are the Canning Hill Piers, an integrated development that was 77% sold during the launch day. Another notable project is Norwood Grand, the first residential site that was launched in Woodlands since 2011. It was 84% sold during the launch day. For Fraser Properties, their notable projects include the North Park Residences, a 920 unit integrated development situated in Yishun, and Côte d'Azur, which is located at District 15, right opposite East Coast Park. And then we talk about Security House, which is the home builders responsible for One Holland Village, a mixed development, and also Residences, one of the newest residential projects that is facing East Coast Park. So now let's look at the site plan of Orie. All units are facing north or south, with the higher floor units having an awesome unblocked view. This also means that you do not get the direct sun during the day. One important feature that I like about this development is that the entire development is elevated 3 meters from the main road, giving you a very airy and breezy feel. Each block has 4 lifts on each level, And this is a good number as there are 10 units on each level, so having 4 lifts will help to alleviate the morning and evening crowd. The conserved rain trees and Nara tree in the development, along with the social garden zone, draws inspiration from the serene beauty of nature, and this curated canvas of communal facilities is a thoughtful nod to Toa Payoh's heritage charm. And this is also the first development in Singapore to feature 100% landscaping, as there are flora planted at level 1 car park. On the left, it features an upper deck social garden where you have a relaxation pool, a co-working lounge for those working from home. On level 2, there is a canopy garden where you actually can grow your spice and meditate. The Toa Payoh iconic playground has also been reimagined with a modern dragon playland while preserving its nostalgic charm. It invites both children and adults to experience a playful connection to Singapore's beloved landmark. And lastly, we have a second car park egress to elevate the morning and evening vehicle jam at the main entrance. So let's move on to the site context. So as mentioned earlier, all 777 units at Orie are either facing north or south. For units facing the north, you will have a good view of Bishan and Ang Mo Kio. And so for those who really love to have an unblocked view, it's recommended to get a unit situated on at least level 14 and above to have so that you can enjoy an unblocked view of Bishan and Ang Mo Kio. Units facing the south, you will have an awesome view of the Toa Payoh Central and CBD area. So for those who prefer to have unblocked view, it's highly recommended to look for level 14 units that are situated level 14 and above. So towards the western side, there is a spectacular view of the central catchment area, and towards the eastern side, you will be facing Bidadari and Potong Pasir estates. So here is a 360-degree view from the highest floor at the Orie, which is the 40th floor. So as mentioned, if you are facing the south, you will get a good view of Toa Payoh Central and the CBD area. And towards the west, we have a pocket view of the central catchment area. And lastly, towards the north, which we will be seeing in a while, we will have an awesome view of Bishan and Ang Mo Kio. So the Orie comprises of a good unit mix of the smaller 1-bedder and 2-bedroom layouts and the bigger 3-bedder, 4-bedder and 5-bedder units. So buyers can choose from a diverse range of unit sizes and layouts designed to cater to the various lifestyle and family configurations. A larger number of small units and the availability of dual key units could make this a viable option for landlords, and so makes sense given the location, given that it's very close, or rather Orie is very close to Orchard, which is 4 train stops away, and also the RCR location, which makes a short drive to the CBD area. So there is a healthy number of 1,000 plus square feet sizes units in Orie, so the Orie can actually accommodate for both rental and also own stay use. So in terms of the density, the project, I feel, in my opinion, that Orie fares poorly with 218 square feet of space per unit. It pales in comparison to the upcoming integrated development, Park Tower Residences, which is situated at Tampines Avenue 11, which I will be reviewing it in a couple of weeks' time when more information is available, and the recent mega launch, Chuan Park. Hence, this is some points that I will be deducting in this aspect. Another point that I like about Orie is that they have a residential host, also known as the concierge, who are on hand to provide seamless experience from your day-to-day needs such as parcel collection, arranging from laundry and transport bookings to special occasions like catering for parties, restaurant reservations and more. The residential host will 包个料 everything for you. So one last point that I like about the Orie is their focus on the smart home concept, where you can control smart features remotely via the smart home app on your mobile device, such as smart aircon control, smart lighting control, and smart digital lock set. So this is what everyone has been waiting for, the unit layout analysis for the Orie. Being a GFA harmonized project, the Orie has to be very careful with its unit layout planning so as to optimize the space. So let's start off with the floor plan comparison between Orie and its next door neighbor, Gem Residences. So the reason why we are comparing with Gem Residences is because Gem is the most new, or rather the latest resale development in Toa Payoh, and it is situated just next to the Orie. So for Orie's 2-bed 1-bath layout, which is 592 square feet, what I like about this is that the unit layout is really very efficient as compared to Gem Residence's 2-bed 1-bath layout. You have an enclosed kitchen as compared to Gem Residence's open concept kitchen. And then we have the dumbbell layout for the Orie's 2-bed 1-bath as compared to the portrait layout for Gem Residence's 2-bed 1-bath. And the most amazing feature that I really love about the 2-bed 1-bath at Orie is that it comes with an enclosed kitchen. This is a rare sight for 2-bed 1-bath units, especially in new developments, and this layout would definitely be a sellout during the launch day. So for the comparison between the 2-bed 1-bath layout between the Orie and Gem Residences, my vote definitely goes to the Orie 2-bed 1-bath layout because of its more efficient layout. So looking at the 2-bed 2-bath comparison, there are two different layouts for the Orie, the 646 square feet and the 678 square feet layout. The 646 square feet layout has an enclosed kitchen, which the Orie 678 square feet and the Gem Residences 678 square feet layout do not have. And Orie's has a dumbbell layout as compared to the portrait layouts for the other two, resulting in a more efficient space. Hence, my preference would be the Orie 2-bed 2-bath 646 square feet layout. For the 3-bedroom comparison, Orie's 850 square feet features an efficient use of the space, featuring a dumbbell layout as compared to Gem Residence's 3-bed 936 square feet portrait layout. The 850 square feet layout for Orie features a store, which is lacking in Gem Residence's 936 square feet layout. Lastly, there isn't much wasted space for the balcony of the 850 square feet layout as compared to the 936 square feet balcony at Gem Residences, which stretches across the entire living and dining area. However, the main drawback of the Orie's 850 square feet layout is its lack of window at the kitchen, which is present in Gem Residence's 936 square feet layout. Nevertheless, the Orie's 850 square feet layout is very ideal for small families or even a family of 5 packs. And the price quantum will be really attractive and will be a hit among small family or investors. Hence, this is my pick over the two layouts. Now let's look at the 3-bedroom comparison. The 3-bedroom premium for Orie features a household shelter and a WC, which is suitable for families with helpers. However, for the Gem Residence's 3-bedder premium layout, there is only a small utility room, which seems to be smaller than Orie's, and some buyer might prefer the portrait, dining, and living layout for Orie, resulting in a smaller balcony. The master bedroom at Gem Residences, in my opinion, has a walk-in wardrobe, which for some buyers out there might not find it very space efficient. And last of all, the long corridor at the entrance of Gem's 3-bedder results in a lot of wasted space. Hence, my preferred layout in this case for the 3-bedroom premium, it goes to Orie. As for the 4-bedder layout, Orie has a portrait dining room and living room layout, which some buyers might not fancy. And all 3 common bedrooms in Orie are actually flush to the same side, meaning that they get to enjoy the same view. Orie has a household shelter and a WC, which is ideal to house your domestic helper, as compared to Gem, which only comes with a store. Lastly, there is an additional balcony in Gem's kitchen, which doesn't really serve much purpose other than drying your clothes. Hence, my preference in terms of the two layout comparison, it goes to the Orie. Now let's examine the 5-bedder layouts for both developments. Orie's 5-bedder layout comes with a dedicated private lift, which is amazing. This provides you with an exclusive feeling. And all common bedrooms at Orie are able to fit a queen-size bed. And if you notice for Gem, the bedroom 4 and bedroom 5 are only able to fit a super single bed, and there is no space to put a study table. So Orie's 5-bedder comes with a junior master bedroom. However, this means that the second bathroom doesn't have any window for ventilation, which is a major drawback of this layout in my opinion. And Gem's Residence's 5-bedder has an additional balcony at the kitchen area, which doesn't really serve any purpose other than drying your clothes, and in my opinion is actually a waste of space. Lastly, the long corridor at the entrance of Gem Residences 5 Beta is an eyesore for me, as plenty of space is wasted. Hence, I would vote for the 5 Beta layout for Orie, which is definitely more efficient. So the Orie really features a good unit mix of 1 plus study to 5 bedroom units to cater to a diverse group of buyers. All the units are north-south facing, which means that you won't be getting any west sun. In terms of facilities, it's actually very well thought out. You have a co-working lounge, a social garden together with the canopy garden, a good emphasis on the landscaping. However, a minor drawback is its high project density, which might make the Orie a little crowded. In terms of the layout for the 1 plus study to the 5 bedroom, Orie adopts a more efficient layout, which results in minimal space wastage. So hence, I will give Orie a rating of 4.5 out of 5 for its attributes. So now let's talk about the location of Orie. Orie occupies the old Police Security Command site. It is about 5 minutes walk to Braddell MRT. This ensures easy access to various parts of Singapore, including key areas like Orchard Road Shopping Belt, the Raffles Place Financial District. Additionally, the area is served by numerous bus services, providing alternate transport routes. For those who prefer driving, major expressways such as the P.I.E. and CTE are readily accessible. So in terms of amenities, there are plenty of grocery food options and within walking distance, so you don't have to worry about starving or having to walk a far distance to your nearest food option. The nearest shopping options are the 600 at Toa Payoh Shopping Centre and the HDB Hub, which are a few bus stops away. However, this is something that I dislike, as these shopping options are not within walking distance. Other than those amenities within walking distance that I've mentioned earlier, Orie is strategically located at on the Singapore's map. By being close to Braddell MRT, it widens your access to other MRT lines such as the NEL, the Circle Line, and the Downtown Line, bringing you closer to areas like Nex, Botanic Gardens, and Orchard. Other than being accessible to major expressways such as P.I.E. and CTE, the Orie will be situated near the upcoming North-South Corridor. It will enhance connectivity from the northern region to the city, serving towns such as Sembawang, Yishun, Ang Mo Kio, Toa Payoh, Novena, and Rochor. It will help to relieve traffic along Singapore's north-south transportation axis and support new developments along the corridor. The North-South Corridor is expected to be completed in phases starting from 2027, and the government targets to open the viaduct portion of the North-South Corridor from Admiralty Road west to Lentor Avenue in 2027, and the rest comprising a road tunnel from Lentor Avenue to East Coast Park in 2029. The surface streets will then be repurposed to prioritize walking, cycling, public transport, and community space. So, primary schools, a lot of you parents out there are very interested in knowing about the primary schools. The Orie has plenty of primary schools within its 1 kilometer and 2 kilometer vicinity. There are 3 primary schools within its 1 kilometer radius, mainly Patron Public, which is ranked 16 on Schoola.com. It is an established school with rich SAP culture. Other than that, we have first Toa Payoh Primary and Keng Cheng School. As for CHIJ Primary Toa Payoh, we are still pending MOE's confirmation to see whether it lies within the 1 kilometer radius. Outside of the 1 kilometer radius, we have Catholic High School and Quatron Presbyterian Primary, which are within the top 30 primary schools, and also St. Andrew Primary and Marymount Convent. So other than that, secondary and tertiary institutions that are situated near the Orie includes Raffles Girls Secondary, Raffles Institution, and St. Joseph's Institution International. For parents who are eager to enroll your kids into a top primary school, this is something that will interest you. Let's take a look at the private properties that are within 1 kilometer of the popular Patron Public School, which is ranked 16 on Schoola.com. Surprisingly, there are only 4 developments that fall within this radius, with the Trevor, being situated across CTE. This doesn't result in too much competition as compared to CHIG Toa Payoh Primary, which has over 40 developments falling within its 1 kilometer radius. Due to its central location, good connectivity to via MRT, bus or car, a good number of schools within the 1 kilometer radius and 2 kilometer radius, and a plethora of amenities within reach, I would give a verdict score of 4.5 for Orie's location. However, my main concern is its lack of shopping malls within walking distance for the Orie. Hence, I would deduct 0.5 points from there and give it a score of 4.5 for its location. So let's zoom in into the profit margin that CDL will most probably factor into the sale price of the Orie. The recent project launched by CDL in the recent few months include Norwood Grand in Woodlands and Tembusu Grand in Katong. For Norwood Grand, which was sold 84% during the launch day, the average selling price was 2,067 per square foot. Bearing in mind that it is URA harmonized, this means that CDL actually has about 5 to 7% less sellable area. So in this case, we will take 6% as an average. And based on the estimated break-even of $1,687 per square foot, if we work backwards, this gives CDL an average profit of margin of about 16%. So for Tembusu Grand, which is not a GFA harmonized plot of land, the break-even price is actually $2,130 per square foot. And based on the average selling price of $2,463 per square foot, it resulted in a 16% profit margin for CDL. Let's move on to the estimated average selling price for the Orie. But before I proceed, I would like to garner your support by liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel, because I have spent a lot of time and effort into doing the in-depth research, and I hope that you will really support me, and as it means a lot to me. With its neighbor Gem Residences clocking an average profit margin of 13% during the launch day, I believe that CDL will use that as a guide instead of going with a profit margin of 16% for its two other projects that were launched recently. Besides that, this is CDL's first venture into Toa Payoh, and I believe that they would want to be on the safer side and price the Orie at an attractive price, and yet not scaring potential buyers or investors away. And also, it really depends on the sale price during the launch day, and CDL might increase the price incrementally if sales are good, just like what Chuan Park and Pasir Ris 8 had done previously. So using a guide profit margin of 13% and adding a 6% GFA harmonized profit margin, we arrive at an average selling price of $2,750 per square foot for the Orie. And I will be using this postulated average selling price of 2,750 PSF in my analysis in the subsequent slides. Based on the various layout, we arrive at this price matrix with the highlighted column of $2,750 per square foot as the average selling price. In my opinion, if you are able to secure a unit at below the average selling price of $2,750 per square foot, it is definitely a good buy for investment. For anything that is above the average selling price of $2,750 per square foot, it really depends if you are looking for your own stay. The high floor units, which will definitely command a higher PSF, have a super unblocked view, and this might be worth paying for, as such a view is hard to come by, especially for an RCR project. And based on what the developers have shared with us, the prices of the low floor units might be starting from $2,550 per square foot, with the higher floor units going up to $2,900 per square foot. We now zoom out to look at other private developments in Toa Payoh. They are mainly Gem Residences, which TOP in 2019, Travista, which TOP in 2011, Oleander Towers, which TOP in 1998, and Trellis Towers, a freehold project which TOP in 2000. In terms of age, Gem Residences is the newest private development in Toa Payoh as of now, and most projects are leasehold, with the exception of Trellis Towers being a freehold project. So with the inclusion of the Orie, the total supply of private units in Toa Payoh is 2,647. Do you think that there's an oversupply in Toa Payoh? For those who think there's an oversupply of private properties in Toa Payoh, let's take a look at Pasir Ris Grove, which comprises of The Nest, Coco Palms, NV Residences, Livia, and the P.L.A.C.E. With a small land area of 0.195 square kilometers, it has a total of 4,533 units. On the other hand, Toa Payoh, which is about 40 times larger than Pasir Ris Grove in terms of land area, has approximately half the number of private units as compared to Pasir Ris Grove. So which do you think is more crowded and has an oversupply? Toa Payoh or Pasir Ris Grove? In terms of land size, the Orie is sitting on the second largest private plot of land in Toa Payoh. Despite that, it has the highest project density with approximately 218 square feet of space for each unit. In terms of profitability for the 4 other private developments in Toa Payoh, in the past 5 years, there have been 370 profitable transactions and only 7 unprofitable transactions, giving us an annualized return of 3.4%, which is pretty good in my opinion. And moving on to the price gap, in this analysis, we shall use Orie's pre-harmonized price of $2,594 per square foot as a benchmark when comparing with the other nearby properties which are not subjected to the URA GFA harmonization. This results in an average price gap of $31 per square foot in comparison, which I feel is a fair number. As for the rental yield, the developments averaged 3.2%, which is above Singapore's average residential yield of 2.5%. And do take note that Trellis Towers is a freehold development which tends to have a lower rental yield, and this has definitely put down the average private rental yield in Toa Payoh. And with the recent new launches, let's see whether Orie's average selling price of $2,750 per square foot is reasonable. Comparing with it at BT, Emerald of Katong and Nava Grove, which are GFA harmonized, and also Trump Park, which is non-GFA harmonized, but factoring the 6% premium, it shows that Orie's price premium over the other new launches is actually very fair. In terms of the price, Orie's price of $2,750 per square foot is fairly priced based on the price gap analysis, and there is a high number of profitable transactions in the Toa Payoh region, showing that there's a healthy demand for units in Toa Payoh. The average rental yield in Toa Payoh is above the national average, and Orie's price premium over the other recent new launches is fair. All in all, I would give the price a 4 out of 5 rating. So now let's analyze the competition surrounding Orie for the 1+ study units all the way to the 5-bedroom units. Starting off with the 1+ study competition, Orie's pricing is relatively higher than its surrounding properties, which might put it in a disadvantaged position. Gem Residences contributes to the highest supply of 1-bedder units on sale currently, and the competition ratio of 3.44% for the 1-bedroom units in Toa Payoh is above the recommended 3%, which makes the 1-bedder competition slightly stiffer. As for the 2-bedroom competition, it stands at a ratio of 4.76%, which is pretty high in my opinion, and this is due to the high number of units of 2-bedder units on sale at Gem Residences, and this results in a stiff competition for Orie's 2-bedroom units, giving it a run for its money. However, I feel that the 2-bedder units at Gem Residences will eventually get sold, hence reducing the competition. As for the 3-bedroom competition, the competition ratio is 1.92%, which indicates low competition for Orie's 3-bedder units. As usual, Gem Residences contribute the highest supply of 3-bedroom units on sale. 4-bedroom competition ratio is at 1.92%, which indicates low competition for Orie's 4-bedroom units. The highest number of 4-bedroom units on sale comes from Trevista. This is due to its relatively higher number of 4-bedder units in that development. Lastly, for the 5-bedroom competition, the only competitor is Gem Residences, and there is 1 unit currently on sale. So for investors out there, this unit type will definitely earn you great profits with high demand, as the supply of 5-bedder private units in the whole of Toa Payoh is really very low. Moreover, with Orie's 5-bedroom units coming with a private lift, it makes it even more exclusive than Gem Residences' 5-bedroom unit. In terms of the competition, I would say that there is strong competition for Orie's 1-bedder and 2-bedder units. However, the competition ratio for the 3-bedder, 4-bedder, and 5-bedder is low, making it ideal for investors or for homes own stay. Hence, I would give Orie a competition scoring of 4 out of 5. Moving on to the last criteria of our place analysis, we have the exit strategy. So you might be thinking, if Orie is going to be launched at an average selling price of $2,750 per square foot, what is its exit strategy? Who is going to buy the Orie when it comes to the resale market? So let's take a look at the recently published article. Toa Payoh is one of the top 3 HDB towns in Singapore to achieve over $200 million transactions since 2022 due to its proximity to the CBD and Orchard Road. Additionally, Toa Payoh is a well-established residential town with numerous amenities including public transport, schools, and shops. And Toa Payoh HDB sellers actually walk away with loads of cash proceeds which they can actually funnel to the purchase of the private property. The area circled in red shows the estates in Toa Payoh that have clocked more than $1 million in transactions. Despite the older flats having an average of 39 years, Toa Payoh is an attractive location for families who are looking for convenience. Bearing in mind that the Bidadari cluster that have recently reached its 5 years MOP mark is situated within the vicinity of Toa Payoh, and Bishan is situated right above Toa Payoh in the map. These two estates have produced a significant number of million-dollar HDB transactions in the recent years. HDB upgraders have the option of flowing down to Toa Payoh, contributing to your pool of resale buyers. Diagonally to your right, we have Kallang Whampoa area, which has seen the second highest number of million-dollar transactions of around 232 transactions. A lack of new condos with full condo facilities in that area will swing a lot of resale buyers over to Toa Payoh. And lastly, not forgetting Ang Mo Kio and Serangoon areas, which are not shown in the map, but is located near Toa Payoh. Some HDB upgraders might want to move to a more central location, and Toa Payoh offers an excellent choice for them in terms of connectivity, amenities, and schools. Looking at the support prices from the nearby newer private developments like Park Colonial, Woodleigh Residences, Jadescape, and Gem Residences, which are RCR projects, we can see that the recent highest transactions are hitting Orie's average selling price of $2,750 per square foot, and bearing in mind that all of these projects are not GFA harmonized. Moving out to OCR projects like Amo Residences, which is currently 100% sold, Lentor Hills, which is 99% sold, Hillock Green, which is 81% sold, and Tron Park, that is 79% sold, we can see that the highest PSF for these non-GFA harmonized projects are nearing the $2,750 per square foot mark, with some transactions at Tron Park even surpassing the $2,750 per square foot. All these transactions at non-GFA harmonized projects provide a very good support for Orie. Let's look at the price quantum of the surrounding newer developments. For the 2-bed 2-bath layouts, Jadescape, Woodleigh Residences, and Tron Park have clocked highest transactions of between 1.8 mil and 1.921 mil, supporting the average selling price of Orie's 2-bed 2-bath of between 1.78 mil to 1.86 mil. Tron Park, being a non-GFA harmonized project, even has 2+ study units crossing the 2 mil mark, making Orie's 2+ study price quantum really very attractive. As for the 3-bedroom compact units, we have Tron Park's 3-bedder compact that transacted at 2.575 mil that supports the entry price of Orie's 3-bedroom or 3-bedder compact unit. Moving on to the figure units such as the 4-bedder and 5-bedder, we can see that Jadescape and Tron Park's 4-bedder and 5-bedder have transactions exceeding Orie's 4-bedder and 5-bedder average selling price. All in all, I would say that Orie's potential selling price of $2,750 per square foot is really attractive, and it is strongly supported by nearby newer developments in the RCR and OCR. Lastly, let's talk about the upcoming transformation for Toa Payoh. The rejuvenation of Toa Payoh continues with a 12-hectare lifestyle destination and integrated development slated for completion by 2030. The integrated development is being planned on a 12 hectares land parcel located between Lorong 6 Toa Payoh and the P.L.A.C.E. This development is set to include a sports center with swimming pools, indoor sports hall, sheltered tennis, futsal and netball court, gym, fitness studios, and a football stadium, as well as polyclinics and public library, further enhancing its appeal for generations to come. In terms of Orie's exit strategy, considering that the 2-bedder, 3-bedder compact, 4-bedder and 5-bedder units have prices supported by other nearby newer private developments such as Jadescape in Bishan, Tron Park in Lorong Chuan, and Woodleigh Residences in Potong Pasir, I feel that there is a good exit point for Orie in 3 to 10 years time. However, my main concern is that other than Toa Payoh's integrated development that will be ready by 2030, there is a lack of major transformation that is going to happen in Toa Payoh for the next few years to boost Orie's price. Therefore, I will give Orie an exit strategy score of 4 out of 5. In all, after doing the place analysis, the Orie is a good development either for own stay or for investment. It is an ultimate residence for those seeking a balance between modern convenience and peaceful living. With its seamless connectivity, stunning amenities, and convenient access to city hotspots, the Orie offers residents an elevated living experience. In all, my verdict score for Orie is 4.2 out of 5. So now we have come to the end of the analysis of the Orie. If you have any questions or inquiries related to the Orie or any other real estate related inquiries, feel free to reach out to me at my mobile number at 938-38036. If you find that the content that I have produced is informative and insightful, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot to me and it will spur me on to continue creating useful information for your own knowledge. Till then, see you!